ऐसे बोलते हैं ना कि नेकी हल चलाना सिखा देती है और बुराई बंदूक, शोले का डायलॉग.
Yeah.
I'm very filmy, yeah. I'm giving you a heads up.
You've trained many Bollywood people and billionaires and
Some meaningful.
supermodels.
Yeah, many billionaires, many Bollywood. Yeah. We don't treat the diseases, we treat the human, the
Yes.
person. We don't treat the body, we treat the human. Now you'll say, what is the difference between a body and a human? Because human being is an ever transformational property
Right.
of being a human consciousness.
So have you ever seen people like actually miraculously, or not, when I say miraculously, I mean with the help of these alternative medicines, have you seen people getting
3
cured?
patients, we brought them out of ICU near death.
Really?
3.
What was wrong with them, if I
3.
may ask?
No, sorry, 4, including my mother, 4. And it started with my mother
अच्छा.
25 years ago. ये हमारे वेद में है,
हाँ,
पुराण में
शास्त्र
है,
में
योग
है.
में है.
हाँ.
मैंने तो सिर्फ एक लाइन उसमें निकाली है कि yoga, Ayurveda and naturopathy can make a dead man walk and a dumb man talk. Modern medical science is magical. Ancient wisdom of Ayurveda and homeopathy and naturopathy and yoga are miraculous. They can prevent and they can give you super longevity and super vitality. It is very sad that most people say कि हमको पतला होना है, weight loss करना है. So weight loss should be the outcome of what I do.
If your New Year resolution for 2025 is to get fitter both mentally and physically, then there's no better time to start than right now. The key, of course, is to stay on track for the whole year and not give up 2 months in. To keep you motivated and inspired to transform your health and be the best version of yourself, we have with us on Buzz by the Bay, global leading holistic health guru, spiritual coach and author who has decades of experience in yoga and in the wellness industry, Dr. Mickey Mehta. Namaskar.
45 years to be exact.
45 years, yes, I know that. 53 years of yoga.
हाँ, accidental yogi.
Accidental, why accidental?
Yeah. Why accidental? Because when I was 8, 9, I used to see my cousins work out and do heavy weight training.
Achha.
And I started emulating them at home without weights. So I told my mom that I want to please join a gym. So she sent me to YMCA, and the YMCA people told me 2 things. One is that A, you're not in the right age, but yet if you want us to make an exception, the annual fee is 3,000 rupees. I went home very happy कि चलो they made an exception. मम्मी बोली हमारा पगार ही 300 रुपया है, तो तुझे 3,000 रुपये कहाँ से दे?
And then?
My mom said that, you know, look at your sister, she does yoga so well. And I used to really watch my sister. She was so flexible. She used to split 180 degrees. She used to touch her toes to the head after doing this. And I said, okay, why not? And I started.
Okay, so really accidental. So it was almost financial, reasons that pushed you into yoga rather than joining a gym.
ऐसे बोलते हैं ना कि नेकी हल चलाना सिखा देती है और बुराई बंदूक, शोले का डायलॉग.
Yeah.
I'm very filmy, yeah. I'm giving you a heads up.
You've trained many Bollywood people and billionaires and supermodels.
Yeah, many billionaires, many Bollywood, yeah.
So इसलिए you're
And I've
quite
walked out
filmy.
of most deals also, because if they don't respect what I have to bring on table,
Okay.
then I don't work with them.
Well, we'll get to that later about your illustrious career. But thank you for joining us. What do I call you? Dr. Mehta, Mickey Ji?
So अगर आप patient हो तो मुझे डॉक्टर बुलाएं.
Okay.
नहीं तो Mickey Mouse in the house, it's so fun.
Mickey Mouse in the house?
मजा आएगा.
I'm not sure I can call you that.
Yeah, you can call
Okay.
me. Just Mickey.
Mickey G, no one calls you.
जी, my God, पार्ले जी जैसा साउंड होता है. क्या मैं बिस्कुट हूँ?
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. Mickey Mouse in the house. So, Dr. Mehta, what is your special area of research?
So Serious Ailment Management, and
Yeah.
being the introducer of holistic health, there was this in Sri Lanka. There was this honorary doctorate happening. They had called me. This is around 8-10 years ago. I don't remember. And they were associated with some university in Brussels, Medicina Alternativa. I got a call from them and said that, would you like to appear and have a PhD? You'll have to go through a lot of exams and all that. I said, listen, I've already given 39 years to this industry. I introduced holistic health, written thousands of articles, thousands of TV shows, thousands of radio shows, and some research papers also with medical journals. So I said I had to go through an exam and all that. Then they put me through very grueling interviews. And they said, okay, we'll give you honorary doctorate in holistic health.
An honorary doctorate in holistic health from
health.
Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka. But I'm not too satisfied with that kind of doctorate. I want to get it from India, a proper chancellor. And I'm vying for that.
You're vying for that.
Or
Okay.
God willing, somebody will realize and give me an honorary doctorate again for me.
Someone who's listening to this.
But getting
interview.
it from Bharat.
Yes, getting it from Bharat.
Bharat. वो बहुत बड़ी बात है यार.
And now we have an Ayush ministry and we have so much focus on alternative,
We
medicine.
just wrote a book on physiog.
On physio.
That how yoga complements physiotherapy.
Okay.
Physiotherapy typically looks at a human being ensconced and frozen in time and space.
Yeah.
Whereas yoga looks at a human being, it's conscious, super dynamic and fluid, moment after moment. Every moment you are a different person.
Yes.
Every moment you are a different chemistry. Forget every day, every moment.
Every moment.
Because
yeah.
cells
are
die and
changing.
cells are born and the circulation's there. So let's say, are you carrying the brain of 2015 today? Certainly not.
No.
Because it's changing, no? There is circulation in the fluids in the brain also. So nutrients go there, then elimination of toxins happen and rewiring happens constantly.
Yeah.
So obviously it's a different brain.
So I've read that every 7 years your entire body is renewed.
No, now the new science says that it takes 7 days for your stomach lining to change for you, 30 days for your skin to change for you, 90 days for your musculoskeletal structure to change for you, and 365 days for your whole being to change for you. That is bit by bit. Okay?
Yeah.
Apoptosis is a science which talks about the science of cellular aging and cellular regeneration. Angiogenesis is a science which talks about going to microcellular regeneration.
Right.
So now these sciences are just validating everything yoga, Ayurveda ever said.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming back to a bit of healing, your approach is of course holistic. These days, like you said, yoga and Ayurveda have been talking about holistic forever. But now these days the word holistic is gaining a lot of credibility or importance in modern medicine, even in allopathic medicine, what you have now functional medicine, right, which takes into account your diet, your lifestyle and everything. So you're a holistic health guru. You focus on diet and alternative remedies, pranayam, yoga, all of that. And your website says Serious Ailment Management is your area of specialization.
Yes.
Right? You've been associated with the Asian Cancer Institute, with Breach Candy, Tata Memorial, Just Lok, etc. So if you could explain this Serious Ailment Management, first off, when we talk about serious ailments, which are the ones you deal with?
Any and every.
Okay.
Because we don't treat the diseases, we treat the human, the
Yes.
person. We don't treat the body, we treat the human. Now you'll say, what is the difference between a body and a human? Because human being is an ever transformational property
Right.
of being a human consciousness. So human being means constantly being and not doing. And being is constant transformation, constantly evolving.
Right.
A doing human is not evolving, but a being human is evolving.
Okay.
So which means you are in a meditative state of being and everything you do is with great consciousness, not clinical consciousness, but awareness of within, without, surrounding, environment, and taken all perspectives into consideration which AI will never arrive at. You transcend dimensions. You transcend the linear time definition.
Right.
You get into a space of retrograde causality, which means not necessarily the effect has to follow the cause.
Okay.
The effect can come earlier and you realize the cause later.
Right.
So
this-
multi-dimensional space-time continuum where parallel universes are working, running. So once you become super conscious of that, you can see yourself in different perspectives, different dimensions, and in the current day moment.
We're going into this very philosophical discussion now.
This is me. I am Darshan Shastra.
That's great. I want to mix that philosophical aspect with some health advice and tips and
Yes.
get to know how you actually treat patients.
So, because human beings are so much lost in the give, take, hurt, pain, pleasure, glory, defamation, and disgruntled being, grudges, and harboring all the hate, that is why human beings die. Because diseases are seeded in your subconscious,
Right.
and the manifestation happens in your physicality.
Yes.
So, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mad, Maya, Matsara, pride, anger, lust, envy, gluttony, avarice, sloth,
Yeah.
brings a state of dis-ease which becomes ailments in your kleshas.
Yes.
Avidya, Asmita, Raga, Dvesha, Abhinivesha.
Yeah.
फिर वो क्लेशा में वो एलिमेंट्स बनते हैं, then you are subjected to and vulnerable to the forces of entropy,
Yeah.
which are time, matter, space, light, motion, mass, causation, effect. And entropy means universal tendency of orderliness breaking into disorderliness. अगर पदार्थ हो तो मरोगे, जिसका कोई जन्म है उसका अंत भी है,
हाँ.
उसका अंतराल भी है. बट अगर पदार्थ के पार जाओगे तो वक्त के पार जाओगे. And your genes, if you live a life, you can be, a human being can be immortalized should he get the perfect circumstances, and should he create perfect circumstances. You know, though, one of the laws of manifestation says that your circumstances create a feeling, but there is a real law of the absolute that your feelings can create a circumstance.
Feelings can create a circumstance.
कि
Absolutely.
आपका जो आपकी जो भावनाएं हैं
हाँ.
वो आपका स्वभाव बनेगा, और वो स्वभाव आपके अस्तित्व को जन्म देगा.
So also we spoke about, you know, how the disease goes from the mind and into the body. So essentially it's what yoga says, right? Adi is the mental disturbance, which leads to Vyadi is disease of the physical body. So this is so what yoga believes, and what you're saying is that most diseases are psychosomatic.
चित्त वृत्ति निरोधा.
Chitta vritti nirodha.
अगर चित्त को मोक्ष कर दिया,
हाँ.
मुक्त कर दिया, और चित्त शोधन
Yeah.
जो हमारे जप में होता है, तप में होता है, सांसों से होता है,
हाँ.
ज्यादा करके साइलेंस से भी होता है. साइलेंस इज द अल्टीमेट फॉर्म ऑफ spirituality,
Okay.
because there you can communicate and you can go far.
Yeah. Moving away from this wonderful esoteric, philosophical, yogic talk for a second and getting down the practical aspect. Let's say a patient comes to you, someone with an illness. What is your approach? How would you go about it? Let's say someone comes to you who has cancer or bad diabetes. Can you just run us through your process?
Surely. So we have many teams which comprise of my MD Ayurveda doctors, my MD homeopaths, my naturopaths, master's level yoga therapist, clinical nutritionists who've also understood the naturopathy and the Vedic science of nutrition. We understand the Prakriti, Vat, Pitta, Kapha.
Yeah.
And then we go for all our therapies. We don't call it treatments, we call it therapies.
Therapies.
For all our therapies, we go first of all Prakriti specific,
Okay.
then gender specific,
Right.
then age specific,
Okay.
then medical concern specific, then health objective specific, environment specific, then need specific, which means कि ये आपकी प्रकृति की इच्छा और नीड क्या है, and lastly we see blood group specific also. And beyond that we go to the astrological chart specific.
Oh,
if
really?
somebody is so terminally ill,
Okay.
because we do Agnihotras, we do Marma Chikitsa, we do Panchakarma, we do homeopathy, we do mud baths, we do steam jackets, we
Yeah.
do Potlis, we do Abhyangama, we do Nasyama, we do Basti, everything. We expose, we give sun exposure, we do chanting, we do stilling, we do once again repeating Agnihotra, and regular massages 3 times a day, 4 times a day, pinching to soft movement, to lymphatic drain, to occipital cavity stroking, to craniosacral therapy.
Okay.
And so we have masters, but we work with the modern medical doctors, custodians.
That's what I was going to ask.
We tell them, we try and educate them, But generally what happens in the last stage, they say it's okay, whatever you want to do, you do. But we would always prefer that if doctors would call us earlier.
Acha. So
Generally-
doctors, allopathic doctors call you when they reach like a last stage.
No, not generally. The patients also call us then.
Acha.
And abhi grade 4 mein metastasis ho gaya. Yesterday I was speaking to 2 patients in Calcutta. And I said, ठीक है, अगर medical science बोलता है 5% chance of survival, science of miracles and spontaneous remission, and if you see statistically, there are many cases who have come out who've done the right things.
Personally believe one has to combine. One can combine traditional and modern.
Yeah, you have to be complementary in your nature of approach, because true holistic health means take everything into consideration.
Yes.
So Lord Dhanvantari was once asked that tell me what all can be used as medicine in Ayurveda. His counter question was, ask me what not can be used as medicine in Ayurveda.
What can't be used?
So what can't be used?
Yeah.
So which means your breath can be used, and we use breath as medicine. We use food as medicine, and we work wonders with just breath, food, movement, stretch, massages, lymph drain, occipital stroking, creating a good environment in your brain by exciting your brain with new firing.
So have you ever seen people like actually miraculously, or not, when I say miraculously, I mean with the help of these alternative medicines, have you seen people getting
3
cured?
patients, we brought them out of ICU near death.
Really?
3.
What was wrong with them, if
3.
I may ask?
No, sorry, 4, including my mother, 4. And it started with my mother 25 years ago.
What was wrong?
My mother had terminal cancer.
Oh, gosh.
Doctor said grade 4, such a big tumor, couldn't be treated. Surgery kiya, halfway they came out, okay, I'll have to cut out so many things, she may not be withstand it. I said, me and my sister is a healer of a different kind. She does Reiki, pranic healing and many other things. So we were sitting and said, we are protecting her, you do it. So 6 hours of surgery, came out, I've stitched her up, I've removed gallbladder, duodenum, 80% of the stomach, 6 out of 8 lymph nodes in the stomach area, pancreas. So I said, okay. She's saying, okay, let her come out in senses. I said, she will come out, don't worry. She came out in her senses. As opposed to normally people keeping 10 days in hospital, we kept her there for almost 90 days.
Okay. Yeah.
We wheeled her out in sun, we put her in the gardens, morning, evening. It was a beautiful hospital. It's our own Parsi General Hospital at Beach Candy.
Okay.
And I took the opportunity of moving her residence. And I got her a house with a garden in the backyard.
So you healed her and she lived for some
so
years.
then we did a lot of research.
Yeah.
We started full Ayurveda.
Okay.
Right from aloe vera, Baba Dennis Miller, which is the only aloe vera which has properties of healing, to Brahmi, to Neem, to Giloy, to Punarnava, and the ghees and the saffrons and the cow's ghee and the Govardhan Ark and the works. Morning, evening, night, there were 8-10 people looking after her.
Wow.
Then doctor said, usko ye karao, bhai abhi chemo karao, radiation karao, main to wo mar jayegi. Because chemo and radiation, when they kill,
it destroys the good
germs
cells.
destroy, and at 70, 75, she was 70.
Yeah.
I said, sorry, we will not do that. So she won't last for 3-4 months. I said, we'll see.
And?
She's living today.
She's living today.
She does yoga every day, breathing, meditation, chanting. So we sing to people. We have alap trainers.
Acha.
We have Bhagavad readers. So Bhagavad will give you a perspective of holistic health through Bhagavad's perspective.
So it's really a holistic, all-encompassing approach.
और हम कुछ छोड़ते नहीं, एक्यूपंक्चर को भी लेते हैं, मर्म चिकित्सा को भी लेते हैं, अग्निहोत्र भी करते हैं. अगर कोई मुस्लिम है तो उसको कुरान का पाठ पढ़ा लेते हैं. That particular perspective of health and healing.
So you include the spiritual healing.
Completely spiritual healing, which is agnostic about any particular religion.
So you read the Bible, the Quran, the Bhagavad Gita, anything people
right
want.
from Confucius to Heraclitus to Aristotle to Pluto to Christ to Vivekananda to Buddha to Mahavira. जैनों के साथ मैं जैन की भाषा में बात करता हूँ.
Wow, so it's really all inclusive. It's inclusive also, which is great.
Completely. Inclusivity and diversity is what we follow.
And you also are in touch with a person's GP and the allopathic doctors.
We don't
process.
neglect them.
Okay.
We take them on board. We try our best to explain how it works, why it works. Most doctors get it very well. Currently, I'm proud to say that cancer with metastasis between grade 3 and 4 with a blockage in the stomach and spread in the body. The blockage has shrunk. Of course, because good chemos are going on, the onco is damn good. I'll say the name of the doctor, I will not say the name of the patient though.
Okay.
Dr. Mohan Menon at Reliance.
Okay.
Super. He's a great onco. But what we did with the patient,
Right.
3 days, four times a day massage, nose oil drops, hair oil twice a day, Kailash Jeevan being applied to his body because
Yeah.
skin becomes darkened.
Yeah.
So we are supporting that. Then nervous system stimulation. Then I make him do meditation. Then sound healing is happening. Raga healing is happening. Acupressure is happening. Lymphatic drain is happening. We work on his carotid because everything becomes very stiff with harsh chemo.
Yes.
So we make it elastic so that blood goes to the brain. We take him out in the sun. We make him walk in the grass. Earthing is very important.
So this patient is in remission now.
He's in remission.
He is in
thankfully will from complete liquid diet to now come to semi-solid and close to solid diet properly. Now avocado, nachni, fox millet, finger millet and some ekdam moong ki dal, 3 times a day pomegranate juice, once a day vegetable juice. ये हमारे वेद में है, पुराण में है, योग में है. मैंने तो सिर्फ एक लाइन उसमें निकाली है कि योगा, आयुर्वेदा and naturopathy can make a dead man walk and a dumb man talk.
I've seen that on your website. Yeah.
And haven't you realized that people used to go to war in India? The getting into cold lakes and cold rivers is now your chill plunge pool.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
And getting hot stone remedies those days,
Yeah.
today becomes your paraffin bath for recovery.
And like you said, all these things were mentioned before. Going back to something we spoke about earlier, neuroplasticity.
Neuroplasticity,
The original
epigenetics,
person who spoke...
mind-gut axis.
Yeah, the original person who spoke of neuroplasticity was Maharishi Patanjali.
Maharishi Patanjali.
Pratipaksha Bhavna.
प्रतिपक्ष भावना and जिंदगी एक प्रवाह है, एक धारा है, एक राधा है.
So going on to this now debate, there's constantly a debate in society, right? And it got sparked off again when Navjot Sidhu came out and made that statement अपनी बीवी के बारे में. He said that it was a combination of, he said that Ayurvedic diet, lifestyle, all helped to heal his wife from 4th stage cancer. And it sparked such a debate and such a conflict in society. You know, the allopathic doctors उनको गालियाँ दे रही थी, like, oh, how can you say this? You're being unscientific and don't follow this and you're spreading wrong information. And then it got into this tussle, and there's constantly this tussle in our society, right? Between our ancient therapies and between modern medicine.
So there are two things here. If you get any disease, if you contract any disease, it is at a particular stage.
Yeah.
What makes the stage grow? Because you feed the disease.
Yeah.
ठीक है? So if you feed it with wrong food, wrong medicines, not proper appropriate movement therapy, no proper breathing, no proper rest, no proper state of being, मनस्थिति परिस्थिति,
Yeah.
मनस्थिति परिस्थिति को जन्म देती है.
Yeah.
So यहाँ पर आपके क्लेश, यहाँ के आपके काम क्रोध लोभ मोह, ये परिस्थिति को ज्यादा जन्म देता है. That is feeding the disease.
Yeah.
जैसे गुस्सा, क्रोध. क्रोध आपके हीलिंग कार्य का नाश करता है. ईर्ष्या आपके संगम और मिलन और संतुलन का नाश करता है कि नहीं?
हाँ.
लोभ फिर से आपके इक्विलिब्रियम का, इक्वानिमिटी का नाश करता है. तो ये सारी चीजें तो है ही है. तो मेडिकल साइंस नोज के ब्रीदिंग, मेडिकल साइंस नोज कि अगर प्रेशर किसी का बिगड़ा हुआ है तो उसको टैबलेट्स दे दो. योगा नोज कि प्रेशर बिगड़ा हुआ है तो उसको प्राणायाम करो, वो ठीक हो जाएगा.
हाँ.
सो उनके ओरिएंटेशन में नहीं है. इट्स ओके. बट medical science, I salute because they are the first gods, because the first port of call in emergencies they can save.
Yes, in emergency.
So we should not rule that out. Okay? We should also not rule out that modern medical science is magical. Ancient wisdom of Ayurveda and homeopathy and naturopathy and yoga are miraculous. They can prevent and they can give you super longevity and super vitality. Modern medicine does magic and saves life and time. Ancient wisdom makes life further sublime.
I like that. I love that. It always has to be a combination, you know. I mean, I don't believe in this day and age one can say, oh, we totally reject
I would never
everything.
work with without any specialist on board. I would need to have the bouncing back of that scientific perspective. कि भाई lungs में क्या हो रहा है, brain में क्या हो रहा है. I need to see the picture as it is today. I will figure out कि why it happened and what do we need to do to support the protocol of medical science.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, हमेशा ये प्राचीन ज्ञान और आधुनिक चिकित्सा को ऐसे combine करना चाहिए. I mean that's how, you know, I believe we should go on, and I don't think it's fair when
कुछ भी नकारात्मक नहीं है, सब कुछ सकारात्मक
हाँ,
है.
बिल्कुल सब कुछ सकारात्मक है, सब कुछ पॉजिटिव है. I agree with you, but it's not fair also when, you know, doctors, allopathic doctors totally dismiss yoga and Ayurveda as pseudosciences. I don't think that is fair.
No, it's not fair. In one of my reels, I'd once said, "Okay, doctors, I love you all, I respect you all for what you do." Because there are certain doctors, when you call them and they say, "I'm coming, don't worry, nothing will happen." This information and that optimism of that energy of that persona begins to heal you immediately. Yeah. There's a transformation because you get an audio stimulation and you get information. But I tell doctors कि भाई साहब आप एक बाजू मेडिसिन लिख के दो, यहाँ पर लिख के दो कि दिन में 4 बार प्राणायाम करो, एक बार योग करो, एक बार वॉक करो, पौष्टिक भोजन सात्विक भोजन खाओ, ध्यान साधना करो, हास्य में रहो, हास्य चिकित्सा को गले लगाओ और वासुदेवो कुटुंबकम उसका अभ्यास करो. योगा इज नथिंग बट डोमेस्टिकेटिंग टू कॉन्फ्लिक्टिंग फोर्सेस एंड हार्मोनाइजिंग देम.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Like you said, yoga, it's reaching some sort of harmony between the two elements,
Or
right? There is
many
the ha and the
doctors
tha.
personally do yoga.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mangal Jain is a doctor in the Bridge Candy Hospital. One of my patients, 45 times he was given CPR and also shocks. He said कि भाई अभी जाने दो. I said no, a patient young है, 62, 63 है. So give us 1 week of time. We and said give me full access to family and me 24 hours. He made that concession, and we got that person back alive. And he's living today, walking. He was 70% paralysis. Then in one of the meetings, I attended the meeting with doctor with the son. He said that look, the heart will not improve beyond 25%. He was at a much lower rate when he came home, but we took him to 25. We stabilized him there, and he's saying the certain plaque and deposits in the system will not get dislodged. You will have to take medicines all your life. हमने 45 days में उसको dislodge कर दिया और हमने 25 से 90 days में इसको 30 पे 35 पे लेके आए.
So how did you
More
dislodge?
stable.
Same diet, massage, ये वो, प्राणायाम.
12-15 लोग घर में सुबह से शाम, not at a time 2 लोग, एक दो.
Okay.
So and he's living today.
You've coached billionaires, Bollywood superstars, supermodels. You work with Femina Miss India.
Femina Miss India gave me great pleasure. It gave me great recognition. I'm so grateful for the erstwhile Mr. Pradeep Goa who got me into the system.
But what did you do with them?
Complete grooming.
Grooming.
They didn't know what grooming was.
अच्छा.
They only thought कि वो diet करो पतला हो जाओ. I brought in the system and कुछ 10 गोलियां खाओ तो skin अच्छी हो जाए. और चमड़ी पे केमिकल लगाओ, पील करो तो और अच्छी हो जाए. We took them through दही, बेसन. We took them through abrasions with masool ki dal, exfoliation. We took them through cleansing nutrition. We took them to regulatory nutrition. We took them to fortifying nutrition. Generally, in those days, the dietitian on board was only looking at weight loss karo. We were looking at an overall, and I was doing contrary things. And then making sure that they were good. But I made them breathe, I made them run, I challenged their bodies in a calibrated way. I got them mind over matter, understanding I got them into spiritual dynamism.
Yeah. And with these Bollywood stars and all, again, it's more about its
So
physical
it is
fitness.
very sad that most people say कि हमको पतला होना है, weight loss करना है. So weight loss should be the outcome of what I do. I want to be healed. I want to be whole again. The broken pieces of me can't be just put together and joined together. They should seamlessly work as a unique one unit function, the
Yes.
unison. Okay, the scattered pieces of pearls should be put together, and the orchestration of all the symphonies and harmonies should happen.
Okay, so
So
that's
I
your,
make it healing very poetic.
who's your favorite Bollywood star you worked with? Can you name?
So obviously Amir Khan,
Amir Khan. Okay.
Preeti Zinta,
Preeti Zinta. Right.
Priyanka Chopra. They're all very good people.
Yeah.
Discerning people.
Followed your advice properly.
No, I mean, in their different age groups, they were in the different stages of consciousness also. I was not so evolved 2 decades ago.
Even I'm evolving as we speak. I'm
As we
learning.
speak.
I'm learning,
Yeah.
you know. Last couple of things. You've just co-authored a book called Sannyas in the City. Very interesting. I was reading it. It's an urban dweller's guide to inner freedom, to know your true self without social pressure and conditioning. I like that. So, I mean, can you give us a bit of a synopsis? I mean, how do you get to know your true self and get rid of all this conditioning?
So, you know, the captain of the ship here is my
Let me just pull
very,
the
very
book
good friend Adarsh Gupta.
Okay.
So Adarsh Gupta is also promoter of brilliant wellness
Right.
on Tata Sky and many OTT platforms.
Yeah.
So then he said कि करना है कुछ ऐसा. So there was a book called Sex in the City.
Yeah, I know.
And then we both were highly influenced with Osho. So of the many
Okay.
people who influenced me, like Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, Deepak Chopra, Osho was very, very strong. Baba
Right.
Ramdev, Sri Ravi Shankar, Sadhguruji, Mahansaji, Yogendra, B.K. Iyengar. So I've taken the best of the best from all.
Okay.
सबका निचोड़ निकाला है, सबका रस निकाला है.
सबका
जैसे
रस
जैसे
निकाला
गन्ने
है.
को 10 बार अंदर डालते हैं ना फोल्ड करके, और आखिर में जो वो नेक्टर फिर निकलते जाता है, वो मैंने निचोड़ निकाला है.
अच्छा.
तो हम लोग ने मिलके ये किताब लिखी. A very revolutionary idea of what an ideal life should be. Not going by the घिसे पिटे norms and old records के दारू मत पियो, सिगरेट मत पियो. तो हमने बताया दारू कैसे पिया जाए.
Okay.
कि दारू पीने सजग होके पियो, जागृति में पियो. Be very aware of what you are doing, what is in your hand, what is in your glass, how much it is, what is going into your mouth, what will happen inside. That is the key
With awareness.
for you to understand that this is not right. Over a period of time, your hand will never go to the bottle, let alone going to the glass.
Right. So it's a practical guide. You can't just say, okay, give up everything. You know, संन्यास बन जाओ ऐसे हिमालय में बैठ के उस ध्यान
हिमालय
करके
में जाओगे
नहीं.
तो शांति मिलेगी.
हाँ.
बाजार में आके
नहीं.
ध्यान करके देखो शांति मिलती है क्या.
तो शहर में कैसे संन्यास
शहर
बन,
में
and that to not to suddenly give up everything. हर चीज को त्याग मत करना, लेकिन learn
See,
to
उसका
do it properly.
उसका दमन नहीं करना है.
हाँ.
You cannot suppress it. दमन करोगे तो एक दिन वो ज्वालामुखी बनेगा.
Yeah.
इसीलिए बहुत सारे योगी और साधु कभी पहुंच नहीं पाए समाधि में, क्योंकि उन्होंने सेक्स का दमन किया.
हाँ. You mentioned Ayurvedic medicines and formulations, and you said you're a follower of Baba Ramdev and all. Recently,
I'm
though,
a very
we've had some
ardent.
issues, you know,
So
court
those,
cases.
I
and
tell
all.
you, those issues came up more because of his being so calling spade a spade, not mincing words, and going a little overboard with little disregard to modern medicine. He is doing a fantabulous job. I know for sure. He has scientists working from the first world countries. They have recently, in the last year and a half or two, published international papers in international journals on type 1 diabetes, cancer, epilepsy, blood pressure, everything.
Yeah.
They, if somebody were to go there, trust me, would come out healed and whole again. Most of them.
Yeah, maybe they were making promises.
Disregarding.
Too many promises.
No, promises are very much there. अभी किसी को अगर ब्लड प्रेशर है तो मैं उसको प्रॉमिस दूंगा कि आप मेरे साथ 6 महीने योग करोगे, पौष्टिक भोजन खाओगे, तो मैं आपको मेडिसिन मुक्त बनाने की क्षमता रखता हूँ. It's not a false promise. क्योंकि प्राणायाम से हमारी इंद्रियां नियंत्रण में आती है. When a person is dying, we are not going to give them a promise. But when a person is borderline sugar, borderline blood pressure, obviously we'll say कि भाई आपको 4 महीने में 6 महीने में ठीक कर देंगे.
No,
उसमें कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है ना.
नहीं बड़ी बात नहीं है, but I think that issue was more to do with corona medicines.
So I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
कोरोना मुझ में भी आके 4 से 5 बार आके गया होगा mildly. But because I kept my vitality up, because if your diaphragm moves 12 centimeters up and down when you breathe versus others who doesn't move at all or rather by default,
Yeah.
so obviously your 5 lobes of lungs are going to be vital. So obviously the effect on you is not going to be so hard and your recovery time will be short.
Yeah.
करके मैं बोलता हूँ कि yeah, he went overboard beyond the call of duty.
Right.
But he is a what kind of reverence and what kind of commitment to the cause of yoga. Just see.
And he has brought yoga
I
to the
see
masses.
him every day, every morning. मैं शुरू कर देता हूँ.
The thing is with Ayurvedic formulations, right? They can work very well, I'm sure, but one has to be very careful of the source. कभी-कभी ज़्यादा lead content होता है,
so there is
वो.
one medicine
हाँ.
called Lakshmi Vilas Ras Nardiya. It is my go-to medicine for cough, cold, flu, and even in the first stages of dengue, malaria.
हाँ, oh really?
Yeah, but I don't tell people don't do allopathy.
नहीं.
I said, you work with your doctor and see with his consent, take this on board.
So that can help with dengue, malaria also.
Hello, it is a magical. Your nose stops running within the 3 doses of the day. Now that's a herbo-mineral. Now since it's a herbo-mineral, you cannot take it beyond 15 days at a go. So you have to do 15 days on, 15 days off or a week off.
Yeah.
Half-life will always be there. So because it's उसमें पारा होता है, मर्क्यूरी होती है,
हाँ, पारा.
अदर मिनरल्स भी होते हैं, तो वो मिनरल्स औषधि का काम करते हैं. So if mercury, gold, silver, moti, which comes in various potions, which means tonics, they revitalize you. हमारे राजा महाराजा लिया करते थे.
Can we come to a last health tips section? Can we do a bit of a health tips, quicks?
टिप्स तो वेटरों को देते हैं.
Okay, we'll call it health hacks if you prefer
Hacks
that
no.
word.
वो फंक्शनल मेडिसिन वालों को करने दो.
अच्छा,
जो
ठीक है.
नए लाइफ कोचेस आए हैं उनको करने दो.
अच्छा. Because you know, I've seen your Instagram. You do give a lot of interesting information
So
in
these are
small capsules
so
of
profound
information.
wisdom cannot be condensed into hacks.
It can't be condensed, but for the sake of
So
sometimes
insights,
social media or
we
YouTube.
we can give you insights.
Okay,
And these are very small insights because people should not say this is the only science now available.
right. But for the sake of time, let's also keep them to a few suggestions. You know, we've had a great conversation. We've covered philosophy.
Sachchi,
We've covered
muchi,
spirituality.
Sachchi muchi.
हाँ. We've discussed everything.
अच्छा.
बहुत
अभी
सारे
योग
बातें
की
की
एक
है.
परिभाषा में बोलने के लिए बहुत आतुर हूँ.
Okay.
तो योग की एक परिभाषा है स्वयं में स्थित, स्वयं में उपस्थित, स्वयं में होना, स्वयं को होने देना, स्वयं में स्वतंत्र बनना, स्वतंत्रता का स्वामी बनना, अंतर्यामी बनना, ऊर्ध्वगामी बनना.
Wow.
और योग की दूसरी परिभाषा है कि श्वास से बने स्वर, स्वर से बने सुर, सुर से निकले गीत, श्वास स्वर सुर गीत संगत में हो तो श्वास बने संगीत.
Beautiful. What is the best pranayam for weight loss or to boost metabolism?
Kapalbhati and Bhastrika.
Kapalbhati and
They also
Bhastrika.
elevate the body temperature to a level where the bacilli in your body and the germs
Yeah.
get annihilated.
Okay.
Did I use the appropriate
Yes.
terminology?
Yes.
Annihilated.
Annihilated.
इसका
Yes.
नाश होता है. But having said that, not everybody should do Kapalbhati and Bhastrika.
Yeah.
Now, which is why people like us come into play कि आपके प्रकृति के लिए, आपकी परिस्थिति के लिए, आपकी अवस्था के लिए
Yeah.
कौन से प्राणायाम अभी अच्छे हैं.
So Kapalbhati again is a more forced exhalation, and Bhastrika is a forced forced inhalation and exhalation, right? The
भस्त्रिका
bellows
में-
breathing.
bellows breathing. तो
Yeah.
भस्त्रिका में typically bellows, because हम जो देखते हैं blacksmith को काम करता है,
Heats.
it is much more than that. भस्त्रिका में जो हाथ ऊपर होते हैं,
हाँ.
तो आपके lymph nodes contract होते हैं.
Okay. Okay.
Diaphragm लंबा होता है.
Best practice to avert dementia and Alzheimer's. I think this is really important. We're seeing a
Breathing
lot
and
of
movement.
dementia. And you think that it can actually, like pranayam and this practice of movement can actually sort of stall the dementia,
stall,
delay
delay
it?
and reverse also.
Reverse?
If alongside, if you do lots of meditation, तो क्या होता है meditation में in Shunyam question what happens? Reorientation, reorganizing of all the systems and functions.
What is the best practice, best asana or practice for anti-aging?
हंसो.
So, I like that.
क्यों? हंसने से आपके फेफड़े पूरे फेफड़े खाली होते हैं. तो खाली होते हैं तो अपने आप भर जाएंगे. So I always tell people कि जब अनुलोम विलोम करते हो तो विलोम पे ध्यान दो. विलोमा पे, खाली होने पे ध्यान दो. भरने पे कभी ध्यान मत दो.
Okay.
खाना खाओ तो पेट को भी खाली रखो. मैं नहीं कर पाता हूँ, क्योंकि कभी अच्छी चीज होती है तो खा लेता हूँ.
Okay.
फिर
Not following what-
वज्रासन में बैठ जाता हूँ.
हाँ, वज्रासन में बैठ के सब डाइजेस्ट हो जाता है.
तो हम भी मस्ती करते हैं, हम भी गुनाह करते हैं, पाप हम भी करते हैं, मगर
अच्छा.
पापी फिर भी नहीं है.
What's the best way to raise your immunity, avoid viruses?
So all kinds of pranayams and all kinds of yoga asanas. So because in a yoga asana, typically, let's say you're doing a dhanurasana,
Bow
you're
pose.
stretching your extremities and you're contracting your extremities.
Okay.
Similarly, in chakrasana, you're stretching one side of extremity and you're contracting the other side of extremity.
Okay.
So yoga is about confluence of energies, yoga is about sacred geometries,
Yeah.
yoga is about consonance of your movements and breath. So yoga mein your immunity goes very high, because when you get high strung in your stretch and in your contractions from head to toe, your full body gets stimulated, and in that your sympathetic, parasympathetic, autonomous nervous system works to the highest. Endocrine stimulation happens to the fullest.
Yes.
Digestion goes to the crescendo. Elimination of toxins happens they are facilitated very with high potential.
Right. Okay. Wonderful. Yoga really is magical.
करते हैं अभी?
Science. Please show us your favorite asana. Anyway.
My favorite asana is Soasan.
So asana.
Soja.
So asana. Soja.
हाँ.
Okay. Lastly, and I think something that people can carry forward for this year, a best practice to elevate your mood, keep yourself in a state of equanimity,
The best practice, I
हाँ.
would say, so Dhyan Dharana, Pratyahara, Dhyan Dharana, Samadhi, everybody knows.
Yeah.
Everybody knows the first 4 limbs also. But very few people know that Yog Nidra and Shavasana are great tools of alchemy.
Yeah. Okay.
Niskriya bhav se.
Niskriya bhav se. And if you could explain that, what does that mean, Niskriya bhav
That
se?
activity in inactivity.
Activity and inactivity.
Like my 8th book which is going to come out, which is called Kurd Karma.
Kurd karma.
मैंने पहले book में जो अभी now has become a bestseller, The Shunyam Quotient by Random Penguin House.
Yeah.
उसमें भी मैंने बताया निष्क्रियता. अभी in my Kurd Karma I'm talking about a diametrically opposite philosophy that you take milk, दूध लो, दही लो, मिला के उसको छोड़ दो 12 घंटे. हर घंटे चम्मच घुमाओगे तो दही कैसे जमेगा यार. तो स्वयं में स्थित, स्वयं में उपस्थित, स्वयं में होना, स्वयं को होने देना, स्वयं में स्वतंत्र बनना, स्वतंत्रता का स्वामी बनना, अंतर्यामी बनना, ऊर्ध्वगामी बनना. The ऊर्ध्वगामी is the biochemistry which changes into curds when there is no interference.
Okay.
Conscious mind तो उसको होना और होने देना.
No interference from the
Yeah.
conscious mind.
Let it be, let it go, get, set, go. So I say let, set, go. जब हम खाली हो जाते हैं तो you become the immeasurable potential of all that was, is and will be. Deepak Chopra's lines, not my lines.
Okay. You want to leave us with one of your lines?
My lines, death has no right on life, death is the culmination of diseases, diseases are the culmination of choices. My daughter did her masters in tech in USA, and she's launched a web app called Antar.digital.
Okay.
We're going to give. So my Serious Ailment Management is bespoke home to home physical.
Right.
This is going to be all online worldwide and different languages.
Okay.
So right from prevention of ailments, primary ailment management, excellence of well-being, and under that, right from PCOD, PCOS, menopause, everything a human being needs
Is there.
is available. One-stop shop.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us. Wish you all the best on all these endeavors and look forward to seeing you back on the show.
So, my finale is always my 10 commandments of wellness.
Please.
Friends,
Yes, please do give us.
Now you are my family. That 10 commandments of wellness are: commandment number 1, let wellness be the religion number 1, because religions divide, wellness unites.
Okay.
Wellness
lovely.
integrates you. Commandment number 2, don't please start any endeavor of fitness, wellness just to lose weight from the stomach or hips or butts. Join a wellness revolution for human evolution. Commandment number 2.
Okay.
Your wellness should be for evolution. That's what I do when I work with terminally ill people. अंधेर से उजागर में लेके जाता हूँ, असतोमा सद्गमया, तमसोमा ज्योतिर्गमया,
Mrityurmamritam gamaya. Yeah.
My commandment number 3, that for strong biceps, the best exercise is to uplift the poor.
Uplift the
Poor.
poor.
Commandment number 4, for strong shoulders, the best exercise is take responsibilities of the underprivileged.
That's nice. I like
Not
that.
yo-yo honey singer. Commandment number 6, for strong legs, be rooted in humility to be better fruited in humanity.
Okay.
And then you can get energized, maximized, optimized, naturalized, internalized, eternalized, humanized, immunized. With Anushka, get mesmerized. With Mickey Mehta, get hypnotized. And everyone gets Mickey-mized.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much
there
for
is,
joining
but there
us.
is so much more to do. So I'll just say one last line.
Yes.
I can't help it, but I need to. Heights by great men reached and kept were not attained in sudden flights. For they, while their companions slept, were toiling upwards in the night. So be that person who toils and don't rest on your past laurels. Because the woods are lovely, dark and deep. We all have promises to keep, miles to go before we sleep. Miles to go before we sleep.
I love that. Miles to go before we sleep. Absolutely. I love that poem and I love that line.
Thank you.
So true. Thank you.
बाप ने सिखाया था सब याद है.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.